The terror that seems to be stalking France returned today, when men armed with knives attacked the most sacred and vulnerable of targets, a Catholic church in the middle of morning mass. Police and army flooded onto the streets of Saint-Etienne-du-Rouvray, a suburb of Rouen in Normandy. But they were unable to save Father Jacques Hamel, who was in his 80s. A witness said he was forced to kneel before having his throat cut. He'd been taken hostage with 2 nuns and 2 parishioners, while the men performed a sermon in Arabic and then filmed the priest being killed. One of the nuns was critically injured during the attack. Another managed to escape and raise the alarm. 19-year-old Adèle Camiche was tonight named as one of the men responsible for the bloodshed. The French president rushed from Paris. He seemed anxious to acknowledge the role played by security services, much criticised after recent attacks. There was a touching moment of solidarity with Mayor Hubert Wolfranc before he urged unity in the face of terrorism.
Nous sommes face à un groupe Daesh qui nous a déclaré la guerre.
We are faced with a group, Daesh, that has declared war on us, President Hollande said. We've got to fight this war in any way we can, while respecting the law. There appears to have been little or no negotiation with the men wielding the knives. The Interior Ministry said they'd been neutralised as they left the church. It's understood that a police officer recognised one of the attackers. He identified him as a local man who tried to travel to Syria last year. He was arrested and jailed, but later allowed to return to live with his family, providing he wore an electronic tag. Speaking in Paris tonight, the public prosecutor said the killers wanted to make it look like they had a bomb.
D'un faux engin explosif en papier aluminium.
One wore an explosive belt, the other had a kitchen timer wrapped in foil.
Un minuteur de cuisine.
Au commencement était le Verbe.
A well-known figure, Father Hamel has served the community for more than 3 decades. Although retired, he was covering for a fellow priest away on holiday when the men burst into his church. Friends of the victim couldn't believe an elderly man of the church had been killed in this way.
It's very, very sad for the community, for the people here in Saint-Etienne-du-Rouvray. And also it's a strong symbol. The priest saying Mass, it's very, 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 very strong as a symbol.
According to the French media, this church was on a hit list of terrorist targets found on a suspect arrested in Paris last year. A man was arrested this afternoon, and the group calling itself Islamic State claimed that this attack had been carried out by 2 of its soldiers. Another example of the fear and carnage that can be caused by weapons like knives, so easily accessible in every home. Juliet Bremner, News at 10, Saint-Etienne-du-Rouvray.